Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul over here, and today we are reacting to an educational video. This is from TED ED. So this was a request from Susan. Thank you for the coffee request. Thank you for the support. Susan says, the Nobel Prize is a prestigious international award founded by Alfred Nobel. You guys know why, right? The inventor of dynamite. A Swedish inventor. In his will in 1895, the prizes have been awarded annually since 1901 to honor people who have made outstanding contributions to humanity. The main categories are physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and economic sciences, which are awarded in Sweden, while the Peace Prize is awarded in Norway. The award ceremony takes place on December 10th, and laureates, how do you say this? Laureates receive a medal, diploma, and a cash prize. You get cash prize? I mean, just the fact of getting a Nobel Peace Prize is, honorable, but getting a cash prize also helps, Let's go. TED Talk.
What do a 17-year-old Pakistani, a Norwegian explorer, a Tibetan monk, and an American pastor have in common?
The Nobel Prize, right? Nobel Peace Prize. It was a few weeks ago. Wait, what? This video was from a few weeks ago? No, 9 years ago. What was a few weeks ago?
What do a 17-year-old Pakistani, a Norwegian explorer, a Tibetan monk, and an American pastor have in common? They were all awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Among the top prestigious awards in the world, this prize has honored some of the most celebrated and revered international figures and organizations in history. To understand how it all got started, we have to go back to the 1800s. Swedish chemist Alfred Nobel was then mostly known for the invention of dynamite, a breakthrough which launched his career as a successful inventor and businessman. 30 years later, he had become extremely wealthy, but never married and had no children. When his will was opened after his death, it came as a surprise that his fortune was to be used for 5 prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace.
Wow,
These prizes illustrated his lifelong commitment to sciences and his passion for literature.
I didn't know that.
What about peace? Because Nobel's name was tied to inventions used in the war industry, many have assumed that he created the Peace Prize out of regret. However,
yeah, that's the story I knew. He wanted his legacy not to be war, but to be peace. That's what I thought.
However, this is all speculation, as he never expressed any such sentiments, and his inventions were also used for constructive purposes. Instead, many historians connect Alfred Nobel's interest for the peace cause to his decade-long friendship and correspondence with an Austrian pacifist named Bertha von Suttner. Von Suttner was one of the leaders of the international peace movement, and in 1905, after Nobel's death...
So wait, you're telling me this is a misconception? Because there were so many different movies and series kind of like that depict him as someone who wanted to make his legacy about peace and not war. And in fact, there's one that was very, with Matthew Broderick, it was very interesting to see. I don't know if you know which series I'm talking about.
Of the international peace movement.
But they have the scene.
In 1905, after Nobel's death, she became the first woman to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel's will outlined 3 criteria for the Peace Prize, which, unlike the other Sweden-based prizes, would be administered in Norway: disarmament, peace congresses, and brotherhood between nations. These standards have since been expanded to include other ways of promoting peace, such as human rights and negotiations. And the prize doesn't just have to go to one person. About a third of Nobel Peace Prizes have been shared by 2 or 3 laureates. So how do
Laureates,
nominations
that's how
for the
you say
prize
it.
work? According to the Nobel Foundation, a valid nomination can come from a member of a national assembly, state government, or an international court. Eligible nominators also include university rectors, professors of the social sciences, history, philosophy, law, and theology, and previous recipients of the Peace Prize. But if you want to know more about who was recently nominated, you'll have to be patient. All information about nominations remains secret for 50 years.
Wow.
Take Martin.
Yeah, because like I think recently we saw Donald Trump in that list, right? So we're gonna find out 50 years from now only,
Information about nominations remains secret for 50 years.
right?
Take Martin Luther King Jr. We didn't actually know who nominated him until 2014. His nominators turned out to be the Quakers, who had won the prize previously,
Quakers,
and
wow.
8 members of the Swedish parliament. There's no limit to the number of times a person or organization can be nominated. In fact, Jane Addams, recognized as the founder of social work in the United States, was nominated 91 times before finally being awarded the prize.
91 times,
The
wow.
absence of a laureate can also be symbolic. The 1948 decision not to award the prize following the death of Mahatma Gandhi has been interpreted as an attempt to respectfully honor the so-called missing laureate. As with the other Nobel Prizes, the Peace Prize can't be awarded posthumously.
Oh,
The
really?
secret selection process takes almost a year and is carried out by the
So if you die without it, you'll never be able to actually have one. There's no honorable peace prize.
The secret selection process takes almost a year and is carried out by the 5 appointed members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, who are forbidden from having any official political function in Norway. Starting with a large pool of nominations, exceeding 300 in recent years, they assess each candidate's
Dang.
work and create a shortlist. Finally, the chairman of the Nobel Committee publicly announces the laureate in October. The award ceremony takes place on December 10th, the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. The prize itself includes a gold medal inscribed with the Latin words Pro Pace et Fraternitate Gentium, or for the peace and brotherhood of men, as well as a diploma and a large cash prize. Recently,
Large?
it's been
How
8
large?
million Swedish kroner,
Wow.
or roughly $1 million.
You get $1 million US. So you see, peace pays off. When you bring back to the world, it can, bring back to you as well. It's pretty cool.
Recently, it's been 8 million Swedish kroner, or roughly $1 million, which is split in the case of multiple laureates. And while laureates can use the prize money as they choose, in recent years, many have donated it to humanitarian or social causes.
Makes a lot of sense
For
to do
many
that.
years, the Nobel Peace Prize was predominantly awarded to European and North American men. But in recent years, significant changes have been taking place, making the prize more global than ever. 23 organizations and 103 individuals, that's 87 men and 16 women, have made up the 126 Nobel Peace Prize laureates in history. They include Desmond Tutu for his nonviolent campaign against apartheid in South Africa.
I remember Desmond Tutu.
Joey.
So you guys know I grew up in Africa, right? And I was living in South Africa in 1994, I think. Or was it? I think 1994. I think Mandela was released from prison in 1992, and then he became president in 1995. If my memory serves me right, it's been a while. Or was he became president? I remember. I think he became president right before or after I arrived. I'm not sure. I was a very young kid back then. So yeah, but I remember learning about Desmond Tutu as well.
His nonviolent campaign against apartheid in South Africa. Jody Williams for her campaign to ban and clear anti-personnel mines. Rigoberta Menchú Tum for her work for social justice and reconciliation based on respect for the rights of indigenous peoples. Marty Ahtisaari for his efforts to resolve international conflicts in Namibia, Kosovo, and
Namibia.
Indonesia,
So
and
cool.
Aung San Suu Kyi for her
I also
nonviolent
lived in
struggle for
Namibia for a
democracy
while.
and human rights in Myanmar. They're just a few examples of the people who have inspired us, challenged us, and demonstrated through their actions that there are many paths to peace.
Nice. Really nice. So obviously I've already heard of the Nobel Prize and I heard a lot of things surrounding it, but I had never actually looked into the whole history and how it works. And I don't think I've watched the award ceremony. I just think I watched some of the performances. Um, I've watched some of the performances only, but I don't remember watching like a whole thing of it. So that's pretty cool how it works. And who do you think should win the Nobel Prize? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think should win, and who do you think might win or will win? That's pretty interesting. And I think on one hand, everybody should be doing good in the world. It's not like you should be rewarded for doing good, because doing good is an altruistic thing. But I think it's good to give credit where credit is due. Okay? So I think it's a good prize. I think it's a good prize to give back to those who have given a lot to the world, It's nice to celebrate them. And that money goes to a good cause anyways because they donate it afterwards. But okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to read the chat here. We're live right now on Twitch, and let me know your thoughts. I will see you on the next one. Guys, if you want to request a video, go over to Buy Me Coffee. You can also watch reactions to full movies, series, shows, concerts there and on Patreon. Link is in the pinned comments. See you soon. Bye-bye.